Hi Aries, it's Sloan Rhodes with your Life Purpose, Career, and Money reading for mid-November through the end of the year, December 2017. This is an adjunct video to be used in conjunction with the Life Purpose, Career, and Money reading that I've already done for all signs, but for you Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of October, November, and December. So you can check that out if you want further clarity. But this is to provide you with a little additional information just until we reach the end of the year. So I'm going to be drawing one card from the Angels of Abundance Oracle card deck, and then 3 cards from the Witch's Tarot, one in the position of what you are meant to not do or stop doing, do or start doing, and then 1 card in the position of what we can expect or look forward to regardless. And I'll also be drawing just one card from the Money Tarot by Eugene Vinitsky, and just to give you a little bit of a peek at your money, see what guidance is being offered there. So let's just go ahead and get started, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Mid-November through the end of the year. Sever vows of poverty. Well, this is a very big topic. Not just poverty, but poverty consciousness, money, abundance. So it would be nice if we could just sever it like that. Say, yes, I'm going to sever it today. And you can certainly put that intention out, but it does take quite a bit of consciousness, because these types of understandings and paradigms run very deep. But for you, Aries, during this particular time frame, we're going to get some additional cards here, but just start to consider it. Like, where do I give away money as fast as I can, because I'm not sure I'm worthy and deserving of having it, or I have some kind of judgment around having money, as if having money makes me think that I'm better than others, or others people might think that I'm better than them. You know, a lot of this stuff starts early. It's based on family culture, societal conditioning. So just begin to consider it, because we're meant to live, you know, abundant lives, and in our society, money is one of the ways in which we can have abundance. And so you may have an opportunity in terms of more energetic support, to begin to cut and sever older patterns where you don't feel as if possibly you're worthy and deserving of having money, or that somehow you're a victim. You know, you're constantly perpetuating this idea that somehow you're being victimized by money. I hate, you know, even your wording around it, your languaging around it. I hate money. I wish I didn't have to deal with money. All of that can create an energetic field where you are repelling abundance, including in the form of money. So it's just something to start to think about during this time frame, if you haven't already, or deepen your understanding of it. There's always layers. So let's go ahead and get some cards from the Witch's Tarot. 1 card in the position of what you're meant to not do or stop doing around this card, this idea of severing your vows around poverty, or to poverty. And then 1 card in the position of what you're meant to do or start doing. Excuse me, Aries. And then 1 card in the position of what we can expect regardless. One of the ways often that this shows up, this poverty consciousness, is through self-denial. And one of the ways it will show up more viscerally for you is when you reject offers of help. So regardless of money, because money is such a huge trigger, if you think about it in terms of lack, right? So somebody says, oh, can I help you with that? You say, no, I got it, you know. And it's a very common thing, especially for Aries. Aries are very like forward momentum, you know, taking charge. And sometimes it can translate into, I don't need any help, right? I got it, you know. Let me help. And then suddenly you're trying to help people from an empty tank, because you haven't been in that beautiful place of reciprocity where you are receiving, and then when you give, you're giving from the overflow. So that's another way that poverty can kind of sneak in. The poverty consciousness is like, you think that you're just giving. It gives you a sense of empowerment, possibly. But truly you become kind of out of balance, and suddenly there's a lot of lack, a lot of poverty that occurs. So it comes in very different ways. And it's something to think about more consciously during this time frame. You can set the intention. I'm choosing to sever vows of poverty or lack or self-denial, however you want to word it, and then you can begin to take more conscious action around it. Let's see what the cards say. So we have the Five of Wands in the position of what you're meant to not do or stop doing. We have the Ten of Wands in terms of what you're meant to do or start doing. And then we have the Queen of Cups, what we can expect regardless. Okay, let me show you the cards, Aries. So we have, where is it? The Five of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. Well, a lot of Wands energy in this little 3-card spread here. So it may be that you process this very, very quickly, very Aries energy, very impetuous, very impatient. I'm Aries moon, so I understand. And it may happen that this, even though this reading is for sort of mid-November through the end of the year, it may be that you just work through this very, very quickly, or there's a lot of activity around it. Okay, so with the Five of Wands, in terms of what you're meant to not do or stop doing, again, it goes back to this idea like, I got this, I got this, I got this. Because whenever you got this and you are rushing to everyone else's aid, it creates a lot of extra battle in terms of your energetic system. You're meant to not try to compete so much during this time. For me, though, it feels more like begin to kind of rein it back a little bit, Aries, on I got this, I'm going to help, I got it, I can lead this, I can lead that, I can do that. It's just creating a lot of battle, internal battle and struggle and depletion of your energetic resources, which of course leads to this idea of poverty or lack or self-denial. Where am I? You can even ask yourself, okay, so in this moment, how can I give to myself more? Or even more, because you're opening up to receiving, how can I receive more love in this moment? How can I receive more understanding, more opportunities for people to give to me? Because when you are constantly going, I got this, I got this, I got it, I can do that, and you have such a big heart and you want to help others, and what's happening is it's depleting you, right? You're feeling a degree of overburden here, because here we have what you're meant to do or stop doing is unburden yourself. Aries, if you have been taking on a lot of different projects at work, leading the charge, I'll do that one. Oh yeah, I got that. Oh, I can do that. Hey, can you do that? Yeah, I got that. You're meant to, like, first of all, stop doing that, and then slowly but surely begin to lighten your load. What can you delegate to others? Whether it be picking up the kids so that you have more time to devote to your sense of purpose, as opposed to just, I say just, but as opposed to only being in one role as parent, but how can you begin to create room for yourself so that you feel more taken care of, as opposed to taking care of others. It can also be that you just start delegating at work more. Like, okay, you handle that, I've got this. Don't micromanage others. Allow people to do their job. The more that you will have faith and trust in others to do their job and to take care of themselves, it's not that you can't help them, it's that they begin to understand their own sense of empowerment, and then everyone can help each other. Sometimes there's a little bit of that ego coming in with the I got this, I got that, because then it creates this false sense of they can't do it without me. What starts out as maybe a big heart or a desire to create an integral part, to be an integral part of the team or the company or the family, what happens over time is everyone just starts to, like, she'll take care of her, he'll take care of it, and they, suddenly you're feeling very, very burdened. So something to think about, regardless of whether you are working at a company or, as I mentioned, being at home with children or whatever, taking care of a family. Where can you lighten your load? This is kind of where you're, because again, we're trying to sever, let's say, or lighten our consciousness, or not our consciousness, lighten our older conditioning around not feeling worthy and deserving of having 100% of what we want, but only having maybe 50, 60, 70% of what we want. And then what we can expect regardless is the Queen of Cups in reverse. So the Queen of Cups in reverse can be problematic. Could be a water sign who's around you during this time frame, either at work or around your family. Someone in your family, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, who is not really taking responsibility for their own emotional well-being. Could be you as well, where you begin to look to others to not to be the source of your happiness or your sense of self-worth, right? Sometimes the Queen of Cups can also be very manipulative in terms of her making you feel guilty, little things, so that you begin to pick up the slack. Because remember, I'll take care of that. I'll take care of that. So you can create a little bit of codependency here with this Queen of Cups in reverse, where the other person just says, it's like you, even before they ask, you jump in with the help. So during this time frame, Aries, if there's someone in your life who's like this, or even if it's you in this way, wait for others to either ask for help or ask directly for help rather than playing the victim, right? Because sometimes, with the Queen of Cups, it can be this kind of victimhood thing. Well, I never, you didn't do this, and I can't handle it myself, and I'm not responsible, you didn't do it, and this kind of thing. So it's really about allowing the people around you to, as I mentioned earlier, to take responsibility for themselves, have faith that they can handle their job, don't micromanage, and also for you, that make sure that you don't try to manipulate others, but that you ask directly for what it is you want, rather than, I don't really feel like it's you, but for some of you it might be. Okay, let me get one more card. I'm trying to keep these readings fairly short so I can get through them all. Although you are first up here, Aries. Get one more card from the Money Tarot, just to take a quick peek at your money. Let's see what the additional guidance is around your money. Okay. We have the Six of Cups. Well, not a bad money card. It may be, because remember that we are severing vows of poverty, severing conditioning around this idea that we don't get enough, that we can't have enough, maybe that we're not worthy and deserving of having enough. But part of that, as you begin to explore this more and more around your money, it looks like there may be some sense of nostalgia, and you may even want to, it may be around children as well. You may just be giving a lot of money to kids during this time frame. But remember, you're asking them here, you're making an intention here to have them directly ask for what it is they want, assuming that they're at the right age for that, as opposed to just smoothing everything over with, here, I got it, I'll pay for that, let me take care of that for you. Let them also ask and begin to take ownership of that. So for some of you it may be children coming in, and for others of you it may just be this generalized sense of nostalgia, like, gosh, it was so good in the past, I didn't have to take care of anything, or possibly, with that Queen of Cups, or possibly looking back upon your childhood, because whenever we try to create shifts, inevitably we have to go back, we don't have to, but we tend to go back through our childhood experiences and kind of identify where certain patterns may have been kind of cemented in. Sometimes you won't know about it, and it's not necessary, but just be aware that, you may have a sense of nostalgia as you begin to shift this pattern, so that's okay. Around your money, also be aware, I will say, of spending money based on older patterns from that made you feel good in the past. Again, because sometimes that ego can come in and say, I was able to give so much and it made me feel good, and that's okay too, but just be aware where, if you want to spend money, we are coming up with the holidays, that you may be wanting to spend money out of it may feel like nostalgia, but it may be an older egoic pattern where if I give enough, then finally I'll be recognized as worthy and deserving of being loved because of what I give. You don't just want to be loved for what you give, you want to be loved for the essence of your soul. And this takes time and consciousness around. So a lot of messages in there. Very interesting. I'm Aries moon, so I understand a lot of these energies and how, Aries tend to want to be there for others, but you're working on reciprocity here as well. So, and unburdening yourself with that Ten of Wands in reverse. So, okay, Aries, I hope you find that helpful. Remember, you may want to listen to your other life purpose and career and money reading that I did for October, November, and December. And the weekly spiritual guidance videos I release every Sunday if you're interested in those. All readings are now up on the podcast on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts, so you can listen to them while you're driving or doing your errands or going to bed at night or whatever. So anyway, I wish you much love, and I hope that was helpful for you.